Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is Pro Cycling Manager 25, and this is my cycling team funder, Mifflin cycling team. We just finished the time trial of the O Gran Camino, and Larry Warbasse did fairly well despite feeling that his health might be a concern. So we're going to advance and see what happens with Larry here and see if he really insists on dropping out or if he's able to continue forward. I'm expecting we'll get an email of some sort. Looked like we did, but I didn't see what it said. Well, he didn't comment on it, so that's good. Our finances for the month, we're in decent shape. That's always good to hear. Calendar preparation, we only have 14 days to set the race calendar for the next section. That's fine, we'll take care of that. And then here was his health concern problem yesterday. Gonna move on from there. Now, folks, one of the things I've been struggling with, I haven't gotten as many of these videos out as I'd hoped. This is, as silly as it sounds, this is hard. The Pro Cycling Manager isn't really set up for an engagement cycle where you can kind of keep things flowing at a steady pace. We've got these gaps where nothing at all is happening, and then you got to ramp it up. And I don't know, I'm really struggling getting into a good cadence with that. So any encouragement you want to send my way on how you've liked the videos so far, I'd really appreciate that. I have sincerely thought about, because of the length of the season, I've sincerely thought about going to a model where I narrate as opposed to play and talk. So it'd be more of a voiceover after the fact. And I have done that a little bit in a couple of the videos where I've done a little bit of post-production with getting different shots and that. I do enjoy that, but it is time consuming. Something that would normally take me, 3 or 4 hours on a weekend is taking, 10 or 12 hours on a weekend. And I just don't know how long I'll be able to sustain that. I'm really enjoying the game in general. Narrating the game while playing and then doing that is getting a little tedious. So again, if there's any thoughts on a better way to present the information, that would be fantastic. Happy to hear what people have to say. In the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and plug away with this. But my thought is after this particular tour, I might just play for a while and not record anything. See where we are in, 2 months as we're coming up to another big event. Maybe we only do the big sponsor events or something like that in the future. Well, in this particular run through, it looks like Kyle Schwarble is favored. He's one of the folks they've named here as a possible contender. I think that's the only name on my team that's showing up here. So I want to keep that in mind. This is definitely a climb stage, right? So we're going to want to go with light, and we're going to want to go with light and light. Everything looks good there. And from a strategy perspective, well, it makes sense that we have Schwarble. I think we're also going to put Larry in that kind of a position, and we're going to attach some folks to both of them. I don't know how effective this is. I'm still kind of learning, but it does seem to help at least some. And let's see, take part sprints for point classification, ride for the stage. Did I have somebody going for King of the Mountains? I don't remember if I did. If I do, man, it would probably be Maris, right? But since he's in support, he can't necessarily do that. So they're riding for classification. Larry is clearly ahead in that department right now. I think we're going to have Schwarble ride for the stage. Whoops, that's not the stage though. That's the stage. So we're going to do that. Let's see what that does. And we're off. Okay, and at the start line, we don't have any real need to jump forward. Looks like somebody's going to take off there. I don't know if I had... If I had one of my, like this guy, oh, he might be able to, he's probably too far back. Let's see if we can get Within Phillipson to follow that attack. Doesn't look like, oh, he's going to try. We'll get him on the breakaway. I didn't have him assigned to anybody, so I was thinking that might be worth giving a try. He didn't make it. He's in his own little group there, and maybe he can hang on to those folks here. And that's going to be the peloton soon enough, I think. There's a breakaway. We'll see. Maybe he will make it. We'll get him on relay duty. And nope, he's back in the peloton. So that's fine. Kind of thought that might happen. Okay, well, we've got quite a bit of climbing happening here. I thought maybe we'd try to give the breakaway a try. not happening today. So we will push forward, maybe get to that, maybe one of those bigger, steeper climbs there before the first intermediate sprint, and see how things fare.
Attack by Vendrame.
Okay, well, we're almost to the top of that climb, actually. And I failed to, I didn't think to jump in and start talking about it until just now. We broke up a couple of times there early in the stage. These first couple of hills took it out of some folks. Maris just dropped completely off the back for a while. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Everything looked like he should be moving right along, and in a word, he wasn't. So not quite understanding what was going on there, but we're going to send him back for water right now and see if that helps at all. I don't want to accidentally drop the whole team, though, when he's doing this. So
That's really a punchy attack.
going to continue to pay attention up front. We caught the peloton twice. There's been subsequent breakaways. It's been kind of an interesting race from that perspective.
Vendrame goes onto the attack.
And right now I'm just grouped so that I can kind of keep everybody together reasonably well. As you can see, some of these guys are struggling to keep up. I'm going to go ahead and drop him back again. Everybody's got water now. Peterson's really struggling, which kind of a surprise. He's usually pretty strong here. So we'll give them this downhill to the sprint, and yeah, we're starting to see them line up for that, aren't we? So yeah, they're wanting those points. That's fine.
A courageous rider is looking to break away.
Guess we can
That's really a punchy attack.
try to at least keep the gap close, right? Yeah, there's a few bikes out there now, aren't there? Looks like that's starting to settle down though. There's just 4 out front. And we got a nice steep run here. Keeping my eyes on the whole team to make sure that nobody is suddenly falling off. But I mean, if I'm the only one pulling hard, that's not worth my effort, I don't think. We're going to let somebody else drive for a while. We got that really big climb coming here in just a few minutes. I think on this downslope, we'll see if we can get water one more time. Okay, I need to step that up a little bit. And now that we've peaked that, we're going to go ahead and ask for water one more time. I think I'm going to send Jones this time. I realized it looks like we're full. We're kind of at that bubble where with the steep climb, I don't know if we'll make it that distance without more water, or at least wanting to be ready for it. So just kind of ritual, making sure that I've got everything I need more than trying to fix a problem. And I'm going to take it easy over that little hump there, coming up at about the 20-kilometer mark. Guess about 22-kilometer mark. We're just going to kind of ride over that first one, and then we'll start to figure out what's going to happen on the second one there. And I need to start making my plan. I think I want Schwerble and Warbasse at the very end of this line, and that makes the most sense. Everybody else seems to be kind of energied up again, and that's good. Is he still in? He's still doing water bottles. So as soon as he's done with that, looks like he's trying. As soon as he's done with doing that task, we'll drop him in there too. And I think I've got him in a good order. I probably should put Warbasse last, behind Schwerble. And come on, Jones, get it done. Where'd he go? There he is. He got it done. All right, we're going to go ahead and move him up there since he's already up there. And that climb is starting, so here we go. I think we're literally going to sit on that 85 number and see what we can do. 13K, we'll go ahead and start using some gels. And that's the best I know what to do with them, folks. It's not really crystal clear to me how you should best use them, particularly in this kind of a situation. So now we will hit the next guy, and then when this guy fires, we'll hit this guy. Looks like we're closing that gap down quite a bit. There we go. And I'm going to step up his effort now. He's good with hills. Let's get him up to hill speed. And we're just going to run him dry. What I want to be mindful of is not running the guys at the end of the train completely dry. So I think we're going to go ahead and hit the next two, and we'll save the last two, well, for last. Wow, he is now on his own. That's interesting. I'm going to set him on auto, let him do what he needs to do. This guy will take over this part of things. He's already out of energy, so that's not going to help much. Yep, I probably burned him already. Let's see what he can do. I want to be mindful of those guys coming up strong all of a sudden and out of nowhere. Jones is kind of spent. Schmidt can pull a little bit.
Again, an attack is launched.
See what we can do here.
Break apart.
And I've now run Schmidt completely out of gas. So we will move things on to here. Phillipson still got a little bit in the tank. Come on. Get going. And yeah, I kind of blew it with the gels, didn't I? That didn't go nearly as well as I had hoped. Ah, that's a problem. We're gonna drop Jones out of here. I think we're gonna have to get Peterson pulling hard. Make up for whatever's going on there. And yeah, Maris is dropping yet again like a rock. I guess he just doesn't have, he doesn't have the climbing. So not entirely his fault. I should have paid closer attention there. And I think it's time to start using those last gels. And we'll see what happens. Peterson is just going to do what he can right to the end. There it goes. He has done a good job for us. Phillipson is now burned. So we're down to Schwerble and Warbasse, and Maris is holding on there, which is interesting, but I'm not sure that's going to add up to much. So we're gonna run with Schwerble. It's going to be hilarious if Maris ends up crossing the line first. I don't think that's possible at this point, but it would be funny. Okay, and Schwerble is going to time this about perfect to lead out for Warbasse anyway. Warbasse is mostly spent. We're going to put him behind Maris, get Maris stomping. See if you can pull him along at all. Really not drafting so much as setting a tempo is what this is. They're well past the point where they can draft, I think. Hoping that Larry has at least something left in the tank for this final sprint. He's not going to get it. Is he? He's not going to get it.
And it's a superb sprint.
Wow, that was close. And Maris ends up in third. Wow, I didn't see that coming. I got to be honest with you. So look at all those XAT members, though. Wow, they had their whole team right there. Good work, guys. Yeah, I've got guys all the way back at A6, so could have done a little better there. All in all, not disappointed. I mean, yeah, how do you be disappointed with a second, third, fourth? Yeah, we might have our expectations set a little high if that's not good enough, I suppose. But okay, well, there's that. We're going to go ahead and jump to results. And there we have it. I didn't notice what our lowest finish was. It was probably way down here. There we go, 58th. That's not too bad. 3 minutes off. Our team finished first. That's great. XAT had same time as us. That makes sense. They were right on our wheel. And let's see where we move in the overall. Warbasse moves up 1. That's outstanding. Schwerble moves up 3. Maris moves way up. And again, that blows me away. He just seemed to be falling right the heck off the back and couldn't keep up. He's not a climber, so I get that. But what else do we have here? Warbasse moved up 2 in points. Outstanding. I don't know that we well, I guess we did have mountain points there, right? This was probably a mountain finish. So he got his 12 points right there. Yep. And then Young Rider, where are we? Maris again, jumping way up there. Yeah, I wish I had planned that out better with Albert within Phillipson. I could have done a little better there. And from a team perspective, we're 7 seconds off the pace. Somebody had to have dropped a ton. Wiesma dropped. So Wiesma was in the lead in team, and now they're 15 minutes behind. That's interesting to me. I wonder, did something really horrible happen? They came in way, way last. Okay. I think you can you sort by team? I can't remember. I don't know. Well, there it is right there. 102nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. That'll do it to you. Huh. I wonder if they just had a failure of some sort or what happened there. That's interesting. Moving on. Okay, we're happy with that, and the whole team likes their good result. That is wonderful. Let's go ahead and do another. And I think this is a 5-day series, so let's finish this one up. Is that right? I'm trying to judge the date here, March 1st. Or are we done? That wasn't the final tour, right? We got one more day of that. Uh-oh, message about Larry Warbasse popped up there. And yeah, this is stage 5 of 5. It is a good climbing one. Let's see what he's thinking. He's recovered. Well, that's good because he's performing pretty well. I would have really hated him to say, nope, I really can't go. I get that sometimes you're stretched to your limit, though, and you just can't go. I get that. With that said, it's good news that he's not in that state. And here is where we stand. Where are we on rankings? That's not what I was thinking. Yeah, okay. I was kind of hoping we had that other view. We don't. He is mentioned here as a favorite in this one, and they interviewed Schwerble. You're often mentioned amongst the favorites for this stage. Think you can win. You need a bit of luck, but my name isn't being mentioned by chance. I think that's a fair answer. Do you already know where you're going to attack? Yes. Well, that's interesting because I have no idea where he's going to attack, but that's more my ignorance than his enthusiasm, I suppose. We're ending fairly level there. It's a little bit of an uphill. I think the decisions will be made right here. These threes. That's going to be where the make or break happens. I'm going to try to hold everything together and keep Warbasse on somebody's wheel to here, and then I think we'll have to decide what to do. But I'm not going to chase any breakaways this time. I'm going to line my guys up and control them one at a time, over time for the beginning, and rotate them out so I don't burn anybody completely out. That's my plan. Once again, we're going to go with light bikes. Interesting that it had selected the Reacto here for the Aero as opposed to the light, because this feels like a lot of climbing to me. I think I'm going to go with my decision, not theirs. We're going to go with the Sculptura. We're going to apply that to the whole team. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then from a strategy perspective, I think this one's going to be about Schwerble and Larry again. And we're just going to, who should we attach to him this time? So I think Peterson works well with Warbasse. And I don't know. I don't think there's a problem with any of them, honestly, but I feel like that'll probably work best. And I like letting Phillipson do what he needs to do. Let's see if he wants to chase the mountains at all. I don't know that he has any points there right now, but that would be fun. Actually, can we come back to here? Yes, we can see. In the mountains, he's 7th. That's not nothing. He could chase some mountain points. I'm going to give him that opportunity if he'd like it. And racing for the stage, we'll do that with Swerble again. And we're off. I will catch up with you when it starts to get fun again.
A small group of riders are trying to get clear of the bunch. Puncture for a rider. There's an attack in the group at the front.
All right, well, here we are on the long haul up this hill to the sprint point, but there's about 6 or 7 riders ahead of us. I think there's at least 3 in E1. So we'll see how that plays out for us. I decided to use Schmidt here. I know he's not very strong at pretty much anything, but I thought that that would at least give us some time to spend with the other riders later when we get those, sharp ups and downs there. And it'll give him a little time to recover by then. So yeah, there's 4 more riders in front of us here. And we're almost to the top of this one. Now we just have the one break. Well, they keep peeling off. Yeah, it started as, I think, 13 cyclists, and then it split in half pretty quickly, and then they just started dropping off one by one. So we'll see what happens here. Let's give him a bit of a break. Maybe go with Maris leading up front here. I have Jones at the very back because he was dealing with water bottles. Actually, I should have Phillipson leading this part. He's really great at downhills, but I messed that up. Well, I guess he kept some of his energy, though, so that's good. Yeah, see, Maris is churning away at 166, and Phillipson's at 145. I think that's really interesting. Back into an uptick here. I'm going to go ahead and use Maris for all he can. Put him on his middle mountain setting. And he's just yanking him in now. And he's looking strong. Jones is about to fall off. Schmidt is about to fall off. Need to maybe take care of that. We're going to put them to the end. And yeah, we'll go with that. But we did just hit this crest, so that should be a little better. We'll relax a little bit, drop this back down. Maris did a great job there. And I think I'm going to move within Phillipson up and have him hit this climb. Stomping hard. I don't think he's going to catch him. Oh, he could. Not an impossibility. Caught one. He's going to get himself a few points. He almost took it at the line there, didn't he? That I didn't expect. All right. Well, I have him, as I mentioned, I set him up to work King of the Mountains if he wanted to. Kind of wanting to maybe just drop him into auto mode, let him do his own thing.
But the riders would seem to be okay to carry on.
Sounds like there was a whoopsie back there. Peloton split up. Maybe now's the time to actually attack and get some distance on the trailing groups. See what we can do there. And we're looking pretty strong. Peterson's been a really good support rider this particular tour. I haven't really used him to his best of abilities in quite a while here. Let's go back to this and let's put him up front for a bit. See if we can make the world a better place for our team. He's a good hill rider, so I think we'll go 80 until we get to the base of that where it gets steep, and then I'm going to have him take off. See what happens there. That could be fun. When I see the slope starting to ramp up, I'm going to kick it with him. It should be right up there. And there it goes. 12. Yeah. Let's get up to 90 with him. Well, he's a hill climber. Let's go to 95. What the heck? Tearing it up, and there's that line. We'll drop back down. Give him a little rest. We didn't pull away from anybody, really. Peloton's back to 104, so yeah. It just doesn't seem like you can really get any separation anymore, and that's disappointing. I don't think I want every race to be that way, that's for sure. But I think if I'm really trying to get a breakaway, it would be nice to be able to get a breakaway, and it just doesn't happen. And yeah, it's just works in the pro cyclist mode. That works fine. With and Phillipson here, going to pull again. Oh, they took off, didn't they? Can he respond? Probably not enough to make... Oh, he did. Nice. I didn't think that would happen. There, he took those points, though. And how are we on water? We're probably going to want one more water break here, so let's get that started. Phillipson just catching his breath here. I'm going to turn off the windsock. The wind is 3. That is a factor, but it's not 16, right? So not going to worry about it quite as much. And let's see if Jones can collect. Maybe he's not going to be able to. But Phillipson's going to try to get these last points here. I think he's got him. He got him. All right. Well, that doesn't put him in first. He's 2 points shy. That's too bad. I wish I'd given him the green light a little earlier. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Doing okay on water. Looks like we are. We're all caught up there. Down to 19K. Just a couple of hill sprints. What I would really like to do is time these. Can we look down here and kind of magnify that? We can. So we are currently, yeah, we're a couple of K from that first steep one there. I think I'm going to have, I'm going to have him kick it. Takes about 2 kilometers for a gel to kick in. Let's see what happens in the meantime. As soon as his kicks in, I'm going to go to rocket speed for him. Here he goes. See if he can get any separation here. Well, he split the peloton again. Oh, we have a 5-man breakaway. Well, this could be exciting if I can make it work. Oh, they're back. Never mind. Spoke too soon.
Look out, he's breaking away.
Well, he was. I think we try that again, though, as soon as we hit another decent slope. See what these guys can do. Get any separation at all, guys? Come on, you can do it. None. I'm going to let Philipsen finish his own race. Let him do what he needs to do. Got Peterson in charge now. Peterson. And we're down to 7. We need to get these guys kicked off. Oh, Maris fell. That's not good. At least nobody else got taken out with him. So I'm going to hit Jones and Schmidt. Peterson's going to try to pull out. His bar is climbing and he's at 95% effort. That was awesome. All right, here we go. Nice steep one to challenge everybody. I think he grabs the points there. Oh, we're in a breakaway again with Zingle. All right, well, these are the guys I want to finish strong. I wonder if I can get all of them into high relay. That will be impactful or not. And I think we go ahead and do upside. Okay, that was a mistake. I didn't mean to use all of them. I meant to use just Schwerbles, but okay, it is what it is. They're back in the peloton, so that didn't work as well as I'd hoped. Let's get them in line. How far back is Philipsen? I try to get him back up there. I had him in auto. Now I've got him in follow again. Yeah, that's how I ride, folks. So I changed my mind yet again. All right, and then we have Jones going. So there we have it. And let's get him on effort. And he's about spent. Okay, so he is entirely spent. We're going to have Schwerble start to sprint and try to pull things forward and get Warbasse in a good position.
This time it could go all the way.
Not my smartest play ever, I am certain, but let's see what happens. So he's about done. We're within a K. We're going to go for it. I don't know if he can do it. He did it.
This was a great
Oh my
day
goodness.
for him.
That was
Nothing to keep up
fantastic.
with him.
I didn't think that was going to happen, but it did. Warbasse has a really strong finish and puts time on everybody. That's the important thing. He was able to put a little distance there. So I'm going to put Jones into sprint mode, although that's not going to help him too much. And Maris can stand a sprint. How far out is he? Right. Go. I think I timed it really well with them. Even with him. Wow, he just jetted up there. That was great. All right, well, that might have shaken things up just a little bit. Warbasse had been on the climb there for a bit. Let's see if he pulled it out. I think there has to be a gap there in time. He was way ahead. Didn't pay close attention to what it said in the numbers. I was kind of focused more on watching their bodies, but I mean, he's there and it's still going, and they're there. And I think that was a 1, 2, 3 on top of that. Let's see what happened. 1, 2, 3. 18 seconds he put on Philipsen. I'm sorry. Yeah, on Within Philipsen. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it was a lot. And holy cow. First, second, third, 13th, 16th. 43rd was our worst, and 37. Yeah, okay, here's the general. Warbasse did not make it. He's 10 seconds off. Ben Tullett by 10 seconds. Ah, the heartbreak. The heartbreak. That's all right. From a points perspective, oh, he took points. Okay. He took the green jersey. That is wonderful. Mountains, yeah, within Phillipson, I should have turned him loose earlier. I should have done that. Should have done that. It's okay though, 2 points. And then rider perspective, he was 3 minutes off. That wasn't exactly close. And from a team perspective, that's us. Loving that. Okay, well, that was a really good result. You know what? We're going to go ahead and advance a day and see if we get any news on what that really means for us. And then I will have the trophy Samin coming up, and I will probably play through that on my own. Let's see what our prize money looks like. That's what I'm really looking for. Fitness peak for Warbasse. He's at his pinnacle. That's great. Outlook for JCL. I'm not terribly concerned about them. Our prize money, $40,000. Awesome. Loving that. Fitness peak for Maris. Finances. I did want to see, yeah, we've moved that mark down another month. We were crossing the line just before what would in the United States be Thanksgiving. So that 40K bumps that out about a month. One more really good finish like this, and we will be clear for the year. And I'm really happy for that because, you know, that's part of the game is making sure you meet your budget. So plenty of good things coming for this particular team. As I said, I might not cover every last second of the next series of races. There are a lot of races out there, folks. Doing an episode on every one of them just doesn't seem sustainable. So I will try to capture highlights. And if you have thoughts on a better way to kind of play through this, I am all ears. I really would like to know what people think, how they like to see these presented, and I will adapt as best I can. Until you hear me in the next one, I appreciate your time on this one. And until then, fair travels.